So good evening. Okay, so today we are going to see an example for positive clamper with bias and negative clamper with bias. See, in yesterday's class we learnt about actually the clamper working principle and we did not apply any bias. I did tell you that with the bias you can shift the DC level further, and we will see exactly how it is done today. So positive and negative clamper with bias. Okay, so this is the first thing that we will see. After that, let us see if time permits to do more examples. So let us say my given input is in this fashion. This is my first. We have to understand we are clamping a signal, which means to a particular DC level. So we are shifting the entire waveform without altering the shape of the waveform. So that is the idea of a clamper circuit. So this we know already. So let us say this is my input waveform. Okay, it goes like this, and we have drawn just one cycle and a little bit extended further. So the positive peak voltage is plus 15 volt and the negative peak value is minus 15 with the DC level of the given input at 0 volt. See, this is what it is. We want to apply to a clamper circuit in this is the circuit that we are going to apply. So we need the capacitor and then we need the diode. So we are going to have a example of a positive clamper with bias. So see how I am connecting the diode. So I want to connect the diode in this fashion to attain the positive clamper. This is my capacitor whose value is given as 1 microfarad. This is my diode and the input signal is this input signal Vi is supplied over here, and the Vi is a square wave with a positive half cycle and negative half cycle. So it alters between positive and negative. And here you have a load. Okay, and this load RL is given as 10 kilo ohms. So the output is taken across the load, and we are going to, and the given bias, which is the DC source here, the given bias is going to be 5 volt. I have given the 5 volt with the positive of the terminal connected to the P-type region or P region of the PN junction diode. So with this knowledge, let us now start the analysis. So before we do analysis, let us recall these facts. The facts are diode on under forward bias. Okay, and this is when the capacitor gets charged, because the current has to flow through, capacitor gets charged. Now you can ask me, if the diode is reverse bias, still there is a complete circuit, why the capacitor cannot get charged under the reverse bias? So when the diode is reverse bias, this will be an open place, but the circuit is still complete through the RL. So why the capacitor cannot get charged? Now the point here that you must remember is the RL value is very high, okay, and the input signal alters at a faster rate than the this in this manner. See, if at all there is a charging on the capacitor, there could be minimum charging, but with opposite polarity. Okay, when diode is on under forward bias, we will see that this plate will acquire a positive charge. Okay, but because the current will flow in this fashion. Whereas if it is under the reverse bias, the positive charge will be here, negative will be here. So with the opposite polarity, it could get charged. There is no doubt about it. But the point of matter here that you must understand here, that time constant, if at all it gets charged here, is much longer. Okay, for any charging to happen under the reverse bias of the diode. So therefore, charging of the capacitor is happening only mostly in the under the forward bias. Okay, under reverse bias, it is rather going to discharge. This is the idea. So you have to get that. But now it is going to get discharged, but the discharging time constant is again much longer compared to charging time, which means we say that the capacitor retains the charge. So therefore, whatever voltage that is built after the capacitor gets fully charged after 5 cycles, that charge will remain over here, and the voltage built across the plates of the capacitor remains constant. So I hope you get it correct. Okay, so understand this very clearly. The capacitor gets charged when we say that you can actually get charged during the this thing, because after all we are putting, but it is going to be, if you were to see it, it is going to see it in an opposing polarity than when the diode is under reverse bias. But as I told you, the time of this input cycle, the rate at which the input signal changes and the discharging time, those facts come into play. Therefore, the charging of the capacitor happening only when the diode is on under forward bias. I said enough here, and just to make you understand, the charging time or okay, that is tau under forward bias is 5 times R of C. Now I want you to understand, in this case we take ideal diode, in which case RF is 0. So what does that mean? The charging happens instantaneously. Whereas you look at the discharging time, tau, it will be 5. It discharges the under the discharging will happen when this diode is under reverse bias. So these are the facts that we learned. So I just captured your mind back again into the same thoughts. So discharging happens under reverse bias. Reverse bias of the diode. So in this case, it will become 5 RLC, which means you have 5 into 10 into 10 power 3 and 1 microfarad. It is 10 power minus 6, which means you get 50 millisecond. Now look at this time that is requiring for discharge. It is very large. Therefore, compared to this input the at rate at which the input signal alters between positive and negative cycle, that will be much faster than this discharging time required. Therefore, the capacitor retains all of the charges. Okay. Okay. With this, we will see the concept. So let us look at the circuit once again. Let me draw it again. This will be the DC 5 volt. This is my capacitor. This is my input. Now let us have a quick look at this action of this. Now the quick look here. When does the capacitor get charged? When this fellow is positive and when this fellow is negative. So we will begin the analysis when the capacitor gets charged. So this is my RL. This is my V out with this polarity. Okay. So under forward bias, that is negative half cycle, because earlier it was positive, here it is now positive this terminal. Therefore, this is the negative half cycle of the input. Negative half cycle of the input. Diode kicks on. Diode on state. Okay, so offers short circuit. All of the current that flows in this direction, and it flows through the shorter path, which is through this 5 volt battery and through this. So the capacitor gets charged. Now our aim is to find first what is the charging voltage of this capacitor, and also what is the output. Now the output is more important. First let us look at the output value V0. Now once this is shorted, so the equivalent circuit is simply in this manner. This is 5 volt and this is my RL and this is my output terminals, and this is plus 5 plus polarity and negative polarity, and here during the negative of cycle. Remember this. So this has to be positive, this has to be negative. So if you look at here, let us say let the capacitor get charged to a voltage VC. Now the current is flowing in this direction. Now to determine, our aim is to determine V0 and then also the VC. Okay, so this is minus. So look at here, be careful here. This is, I will just write the 15 volt only, because this polarity of this, the sign of this is taken care by the altering of the positive and negative terminals. Okay, so it has altered. So we need to write only 15 volt. Don't write minus 15 here, because that will end up in mess when you do the KVL. So to do the KVL, first of all, let us do what is output. Output is taken across RL. So the output RL is, in this cycle, output RL is what? Output across RL. Across RL is 5 volt because this is shorted. This is 5 volt. So this is shorted. This voltage will be seen here. This is here. So this voltage 5 volt will be seen across the RL. So that is the output in this negative half cycle. Now what about the positive? So then we need to find out what is the voltage VC. What we will do is we will apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law in this loop. So which loop it is? It is over here. Given by this dashed blue line. So we apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law starting from here. Now during charging, this plate acquires positive, this plate acquires negative. So look at here carefully. So this is, I am going from here to here. So it is plus VC, and then I am coming from 5 and go around like this. So this is positive to negative. So it becomes minus 5. Then I am going from positive to negative again minus 15. So equal to 0. Okay. So what will be the voltage across the capacitor once it is fully charged? The voltage across the capacitor once it is charged fully, this goes to the other side, it will become 20 volt. With this knowledge, let us proceed to the positive half cycle of the input. So you go here, and this is my capacitor, and this is my diode. So always draw the circuit to begin with so that you don't make a mistake. So this must be drawn 5 volt, and then you have the resistor RL, which is very high, and take an output like this. Now think about this. This already we have found it is 20 volt. And how does the polarity look like? It looks like this. Now what I want to find out is output in the positive half cycle. So when is the positive half cycle? It will be here. It will be here. This is 15 volt. And I start from again from here to here. So it becomes, and here how do I? So first of all, try to understand when this is positive half cycle, diode is off. So the equivalent circuit will be in this fashion. The diode is basically open circuited, and this is 20 volt, and the path for the discharging will be through this. Sorry. So it will be like this. And here it is the output. So RL is connected in this fashion. So this is positive, this is negative. The discharge current, what it will flow through? It will flow through in this direction. Now, but I already told you the capacitor retains because of the fact that the discharging time is so large as comparison to the charging time. Charging is instantaneous. Now we have taken ideal diode. So this is open circuit. Okay, this is when the input cycle is positive. Okay, so during positive half input cycle, you have this. Now I need to find out V0. If I find the V0, then I can get the output trace, because we have already found what is the for the square input. What we have found out the value V0 in the negative half cycle. Now we need to find it in the positive half cycle. So we have to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law again over this loop now. Because this part of the circuit is opened up. This diode is off. So it offers infinite resistance. There is no current flow. So we can actually assume as if this entire loop is entire path is not loop. Entire path is unavailable or it is redundant because it is open. So the KVL has to be applied again in this dashed path. This is my KVL loop. So again I start from, so this is already acquired in this polarity like this. So remember that. So diode is off. I already explained all those things. Now we need to find what is the output. So let us start from begin from the capacitor. From negative to positive, this becomes 20 volt. Then across the it's a voltage drop across the resistor, load resistor. So it will be, so I will remove this. So I'll rewrite 20. I should not write 20V. It will get confused. 20 minus V0. Why minus V0? Because we are coming from plus to negative. So which means we are losing our strength. Whenever it's a voltage drop. Plus to minus means voltage rise will be when it is from minus to plus. So as seen from here, this will be 15 volt and this is plus 15 volt equal to 0. So V0 will be simply 35 volt because this is minus, so it goes to the other side, it becomes plus V0. So output in the positive cycle is 35 volt. Output in the negative half cycle is 5 volt. So now we are in a position to draw the output. So output in the negative half cycle, how much? 5 volt. So we are in a position to draw the output. So straight away we can draw the output like this. So think about that this is 35 volt. In the negative half cycle, it is coming to 5 volt. So it's a square. So right over there and like this it goes. This is my time. This is my output. V0. So what will be the value here? It will be 35 volt. This will be 5 volt. Sanity check. What is the DC level? The DC level is actually, if you look at the input signal here, this is the, you look at the positive cycle, this is 15 volt. The DC level here is 0. 15 volt is the difference between the DC level and this in the positive half cycle. So here same thing, you have to take the 35 to 15 volt, I decrease, so it becomes 20 volt. So 20 volt will be somewhere here. So this will be the line, that is DC level at 20 volt. Now let us take the example. So I think now you are very clear. Sanity check is 35 minus 5 is 30 volt. Now look at the input signal. Again 15 minus of minus 15 is 30 volt. So we have not affected the waveform or wave shape. Okay. What we have done is we have shifted the DC level from 0 to 20 volt with this kind of biasing. Now I can ask you to think about reversing this polarity and work out. Okay, so it is for you to do the similar job of analysis and get the results and think about it. What will happen? What will you get like that? Okay, so now let us look at an example of a negative clamper circuit with bias for ideal diode. Negative clamper circuit with bias Assume ideal diode. Now, if the diode is not ideal, then you have to take the constant voltage drop model 0.7 volt also into account. That's the only thing. Otherwise, everything remains the same. Now look at the given input, how the input is. I am going to take a different input now. Pay attention. The input now, how I am going to take is different. It's again a square wave, but in the negative half cycle, it is not symmetrical with respect to the DC level is different here. Okay, so this 10 volt in the positive and this is minus 5 volt. Okay, in the negative. So this is my input signal. So y-axis is Vi. So this is applied to this kind of circuit. This is applied on this circuit. Now the capacitor is the same. Only thing is I alter the diode, reverse the direction of the diode. Now the okay, all right. Now I have reversed the polarity differently. That's the only stuff. So the diode is now inverted. So which means the cathode is now directly connected. Earlier the anode was connected to the battery. Now the cathode is connected to the battery positive. So this is the only change when we want to design a negative clamper. Otherwise the circuit remains the same. So we are straight away going to work out the output values. Okay, so here this is my Vi. Now think about it. So this, let us talk about this. So this is positive. When this is positive, the input, this will be negative. When this is negative, in the other half, this will be positive. Now let us think when the capacitor will get charged. That is where we should start the analysis always. So if you see here, the capacitor is under forward bias, diode on, in the positive diode on. Okay, in the positive half input signal. So therefore, the equivalent circuit will be in this fashion. This is again 5 volt. So when this is shorted, capacitor gets charged. So this will occur positive this side this time because the current flows in this direction. And here it is negative. So which means this is my load resistor. Now we take like this. This is the equivalent circuit. This is short circuit. So the current obviously will flow through the shorter resistance path, which will be through the diode, not through the RL. That is when the capacitor gets charged. So after 5 cycles, it will acquire a charge Vc. So we need to find what is Vc. We need to find what is also V0. Now this V0 is very clear. Okay, V0 is very clear. What will be the value of V0 in this case? V0 will be across this 5 volt. So again V0 will become straight away 5 volt. In this positive half cycle, because that is when it is shorted. So the battery voltage, entire battery voltage, because RL is in parallel across the 5 volt. So all the 5 volt will appear across RL, no matter what it is. It will be always like that. Okay. So remaining voltage, it will be there. So to be consistent with the KVL. So V0 equal to 5 volt and under forward bias. Now we need to find the VC. To find the VC, again we have to go for the KVL. So the KVL will be in this loop. We'll try. This is to find what will be the okay. For some reason it is not aligned. Okay, understood. You get the end screen, so we are not allowed. But KVL is applied over here. Now again I will start from the capacitor. In this case it becomes minus VC because we are going from positive to negative. Minus VC, then this is short circuit, so no voltage. The 5 volt is there. We are going from positive to negative, which is again minus 5. Okay, and again if you come here, this will be minus to positive, so we will be actually voltage rise. So that will become, what will be the voltage in the positive half cycle? Plus 10 volt equal to 0. So VC will be equivalent to 5 volt. So VC is 5 volt. Okay, and V0 is also 5 volt. Now look at the negative half cycle. Negative half cycle of the input. So here it becomes, let me quickly draw the diagram. So we already noted that this is 5 volt with this polarity. Polarity is very, very important so that you don't make a mistake. So always try to draw the polarity. This is under negative half cycle. This will be open circuit. So this path I am straight away drawing the equivalent circuit so as to get this answer quickly. This is my battery bias voltage 5 volt. This is negative half cycle. So this will become now positive. This will become negative. As a result, the diode, the cathode to the diode, cathode of the diode is connected to the positive, which means you will have a reverse bias. Okay, so that is the idea. So here, if you see here, this is my RL. Now here you have the output taken. V0. With this, I always write a habit of writing the polarities so that we don't make a mistake. So this is 5 volt and this in the negative half cycle is, it's always better look at the waveform. This is minus 5 volt, but we should only be concerned with the magnitude because this plus minus when we apply the KVL clockwise we will be able to find. Now what is the loop again? The loop is given by the dashed line. It is going to be given in this fashion. Now this part is redundant because it is open circuit. So only this path we have to consider. Now the current actually, that's why I said it is going to be flowing in a reverse direction. So the more the capacitor retains the charge, there is no way the capacitor is going to discharge because the discharging time is so long compared to the input signal. Okay, so And if at all you will have to see that. Okay, so if at all discharge is happening, there is no discharge going to happen. So this is 5 volt. So let us look at in this loop. This is my KVL loop. So going from the capacitor, I will say VC to begin with. I will substitute later, which is actually plus to minus VC, and then the polarity here has not changed because I told you the capacitor retains whatever it gained in the positive half input, that retains. That's why I have written positive here and negative. So it is actually going from positive to negative. So it will be minus VC. Minus VC. Then this is output voltage drop minus V0. Then this is positive to negative. Again it is voltage drop because minus 5 equal to 0. So V0 will be equivalent to minus VC minus 5. That will be equivalent to VC is 5 volt. So it is minus 10 volt. Now we have got this is in the negative half cycle. V0 we have got in the positive half cycle. Let us look at the value. We got V0 is 5 volt. Okay, so with this we'll draw the diagram. So positive, this is in the positive cycle. This is in the negative half cycle. So negative half cycle is over here. There it has come to minus 10 volt. So and in the positive this thing it has come to plus 5 volt. So assume that I have drawn reasonable to the scale value. The scaling is to be perfect, but at least I will write the values here. This is plus 5 volt and here it is minus 10 volt. Now let us look at the sanity check and also look at where the DC level is going to lie. Okay, so here look at the input. The 10 volt has now been shifted by 5 volt. Okay, again the entire waveform actually has shifted by 5 volt. So the 10 has become 5, minus 5 has become minus 10. So that is how. So the shift is downward. Shift is downward. In the previous example, the shift is upward. So when shift is downward, when shift is downward, when shift in the voltage of the waveform, voltage characteristic of the waveform is downward, we call it is a negative clamper. Okay, so where is the DC level? Now the sanity check is 5 to minus 10. That will be a voltage change of 15 volt. Now look at the input 10 to minus 5. 10 minus of minus 5 is 15 volt. So the sanity check is correct. Now the next question is where is the DC level? Now this, if you look at the positive cycle, it is 10 volt to the 0 is 10 volt difference between this and here. So likewise we have to see here also. So it will become the DC level will be somewhere here. And what will be the voltage here? Minus 5. So 5 minus of minus 5 will be 10 volt. So same, the shift is downward by 5 volt. That's all you have to understand. Okay, so this is my new DC level. Okay, so with this we complete the clamper circuit with some examples, but there are a number of examples in the textbook which is given to you. Please go through all of these examples and get ready with these fundamental knowledge acquired through the class. In the next class we will be seeing the rectifier Okay, thank you.